I started in 1989 till present. I'm an Irish citizen. I have dual citizenship. They needed somebody that would be here for a while. And me having young kids, I knew eventually I'd like them to go to St. Cecilia, so it was kind of a way to get hooked up.
I think the reason that Pete is so valuable is his heart is in his work. He would never use the word ministry, but it really is ministry. He touches the lives of coaches and parents and kids because he genuinely cares about them. At the end of the game, you shake the other guy's hand. It's kind of strange, but you're shaking their hand saying, hey, thanks for coming and playing against me. If you weren't here, I wouldn't have someone to play against.
He's helpful, he's concerned, he always wants to make sure he's putting his foot in to help out.
Kids, I like coaching with the guy. I like being with the kids. I like being around the kids. I like to instill in the kids fair play, win or lose. I like everybody be on a level playing field, and I really enjoy the way CYO, you guys make the league so everybody can be equal and fair and be able to play against a team that that they can compete against. It's so important. It's the most important thing I think CYO does.
I can honestly say that over my experience knowing Pete, he's become a lifelong friend.
At his daily work serving the children in the CYO program here for so many years is a real leaven to the students, to the young people. A
pretty good story. We called Park and Rec changed us because we lost our fields. They put us out to Crocker Amazon. So me, Mike, and John showed up at Crocker before it was even light out, along with my son Brian. We got there, the goals were chained up, the fences were locked, and when we walked over to the 8th grade field, which was I think a playoff game with St. Brendan's and St. Cecilia's, there was a hole in the middle of the field the size, the garbage can, somebody put the garbage can in the hole.
We were at Crocker Amazon, kind of like what Pete probably said about the gates being unlocked and the fields not being lined and there's no nets and the holes in the field.
I believe the year was '89, I could be wrong, but the Giants had to win to clinch a spot for the playoffs. My brother John got 3 tickets behind the Giants dugout, and he had 2 people he could take. Well, one of them was without a doubt his girlfriend at the time, which is now his wife, Joan, and he had 1 left, and it was between myself and Pete. One person had to stay at the fields to run it, and then 1 got to go to the game. Well, I drew the short end of the straws.
Well, I think Pete said because you're in charge
yes.
of soccer,
yes.
You would be maybe the better representative to be here on site.
Yeah. The Giants clinch. These guys have a great time. And the next day in the San Francisco Examiner on the front page, there's a picture of Barry Bonds on the dugout, and under his armpit is Joan, John, and Pete.
It wasn't that good.
We used to use St. Media's gym on like Thursday night and Sunday evening. So one Sunday we were down there, we had 4 or 5 games, and then after the gym was done, I swept up and cleaned up a little bit, and then I locked everything up and I went home. So I sat down in the living room and she came in, she said, how'd everything go? And I went, oh, it went all right. And she said, where's Monica? And I went, oh no. I locked Monica in St. Media's gym. So I had to jump in the car and go back, and she was just sitting in the office waiting for me to come back. If it wasn't for Kathy, I could never have done this job. And it's nice to go to work every day loving the job you're doing, because it's not really working.